Okay, from Talks of Parshas Emor, from the 20th ER, 5751, this is Dvar Malchus. We're on page 283. In continuation to what was spoken about, the topic of the redemption, that the word gula, redemption, and the letters gola, with the addition of the aleph, expresses the content of the redemption more than the other 4 or 5 terms of redemption. And the redemption of all matters of the exile, gola, redemption, does not do away with the service in exile. Rather, it includes and elevates exile through inserting and revealing the aleph, or the aluf, master of the world, in gula, how Hashem is in charge and conducts all matters of the world, also in exile. The redemption is made through the service in exile, just as the word gula is made out of, and most of its letters are the letters of gula. May we only add an aleph. We'll analyze a few points of this will add more explanation on the service that the Jewish people need to do standing Erev the gula, redemption, the innovation of the redemption, and the addition of the revelation of the aleph in gula. And in both of the above-mentioned aspects, we see right at the first redemption and the source for all redemptions, the redemption from Egypt, youth and with our elders, with our sons and with our daughters, the complete and with their belongings, similar to what is written, their silver and their gold with them. They took with them also and redeemed the matters of Gola, the Egyptian exile, and they borrowed from Egyptians silver items and gold and clothing. And they emptied out Egypt. They made it like it had no grain in it, and the depths of the sea, Missoula, that has no fish in it, and also Arab Rav, people of the other nations came with them. Namely, the redemption was not only leaving from Egypt, rather redemption also of Egypt itself, exile that is, through inserting the revelation of the aleph, the master of the world, in the matters of the exile, their purpose for which Hashem created them and gave them to Egypt, in order that they, the Jewish people, refine them through emptying Egypt, and through this will be fulfilled the promise, and afterward they will leave with great wealth, to the extent that Hashem made the nation find favor in the eyes of the Egyptians, and they let to them even what they did not ask for them to borrow from them. They, the Egyptians, on their own gave to them. And furthermore, it teaches us that they lent to them against their will, against the will of the Jewish people, which seemingly, for what reason, were the Egyptians ambitious to give away their own items, the opposite of human nature. The command, and a person should borrow from his friend, was said to the Jewish people and not to the Egyptians. After Hashem broke the Egyptians by bringing on their 10 plagues, why suddenly the approach from the Egyptians is that they should borrow from the Egyptians? And Hashem made the nation find favor in the eyes of the Egyptians, and they lent them, and not through breaking them. Only since redemption means also the redemption and elevation of Egypt, Gula itself, through recognizing that Hashem is the master of the universe and conducts the world, and the Egyptians, some of them being scholars, understood finally and felt this, and those who did not see it, their mazel saw, and the Egyptians will know that I am Hashem. Therefore it had to be done, and it was actually done, not against the will of the Egyptians, rather willingly. In addition to the action of the Jewish people in this, in a matter of they lent it to them, and Hashem made the nation find favor in the eyes of Egyptians, to the extent that even what they did not ask them to borrow from them, they gave them, to the extent of against the will of the Jewish people. And similarly, we'll see this, the second above mentioned, the aspect of Gula, that in the made up of the word Gola, with the addition of an aleph, specifically through the descent in the Egyptian exile, that they will serve them as they will pain them. That was the elevation, the greatness of the Egyptian redemption in the matter of, and after they will leave with great wealth, since had our ancestors not gone down to Egypt, they would have not received and elevated the silver and gold items and clothing of Egypt. For this, it's also understood regarding all the redemptions which are compared to the extent from the redemption of Egypt, including the true and complete redemption, about which it says, just as the days you left the land of Egypt, I will show them wonders. That is called Gula, because its content is redeeming, elevating the matters of Gola through revealing the master of the world, and specifically through the service of Gola does the Gula come. However, we must understand, in addition to the redemption from Egypt accomplishing the revelation of the master of the world in Egypt will know that I am Hashem, which this was one of the reasons for the plagues, that Hashem is the one in charge and conducts the world. It accomplished even higher matters for the Jewish people, that the King of all kings, Hashem, appeared to them and redeemed them and him in his glory himself, the essence of Hashem. From Egypt is the giving of the Torah. When you take the nation out of Egypt, you will serve Hashem on this mountain. The revelation of I am Hashem your God, who took you out of the land of Egypt, and in the matter of face-to-face Hashem spoke to you, which is above the revelation of the Master of the world, namely how Hashem is the creator of the world and its conduct. Bereshis, in the beginning Hashem created the heavens and the earth, as known that the Torah preceded the world, preceded also in virtue above the world, and most certainly regarding the true and complete redemption, which then there will be an addition in the revelation of the Master of the world in the whole creation, also revelation of godliness that is above creation. These are the descendants of parents, written complete with all the thoughts, which is higher than the complete of these are the legions of the heavens of the earth when he created them. The world was created and complete to the extent that there will be an immeasurable greater innovation in comparison to the state of the redemption of Babel and Madai, etc., both regarding the world and innovation in the work of creation. Behold, I will create new heavens and new earth, the new heavens and the new earth, as well as in the revelation of godliness and the revelation innermost of Ati, including the revelation of the essence of Hashem below and the dwelling for Hashem in the lowest realms, including that the occupation of the whole world will be only to know Hashem, and therefore the Jewish people will be great scholars and know the hidden matters and grasp the knowledge of their Creator as much as humanly possible. As the verse says, for the world is full of the knowledge of Hashem as the waters cover the sea, and there will be an innovation in Torah then, just as and similar to how the exile and exodus from Egypt was a preparation for the giving of the Torah. Similarly, the true and complete redemption will bring an innovation of Torah, the revelation of the innermost of the Torah, its secret reasons and hidden treasures, to the extent that the new Torah's insight will come from me. And since all these matters, which are all incomparably higher than the revelation now of the Master of the world, are in the name Gula, we must say that this is also hinted in the Gula, in the names Gola, in the letters Gola, with the addition of an Aleph, and the explanation of this in the letter Aleph, which is added in the word Gula. In comparison to Gola, there are a number of explanations. Aleph meaning Aluf, Master of the world. Aleph meaning Alephain, learning. Alephacha, I will teach you wisdom. I will teach you understanding. Aleph, the letter of Pele, wonder. In the service of transforming exile Gola into Gula, there are in general three aspects, three levels and stages. The revelation of godliness in and on a revealed level to that of the world, the aloof of the world, revelation of godliness that is above the world. However, it has somewhat of a revelation to the world, and especially through Torah that precedes the world, Yulfana, and above revelation of godliness that is completely above the world in a manner that is mufla, removed, and especially through the wonder of the Torah, which will be revealed in the true and complete redemption, Peleg. All matters of the world in exile, the Aleph of the aloof of the world, as Hashem is the master of the world, and the Olam, world, Olam, an idiom of Halam, concealment, which created in a manner that it on its own hides over godliness, namely the word of Hashem, which is constantly creating it, infusing life in it, and causing it to endure. And the content of the service of a Jew is to reveal in the world how Hashem is the aloof of the world, both in the world in general as well as in the details of the world. When I see your heavens and your work and your fingers, the moon and the stars that you established, likewise also in the details of the creation, the revelation of the power of the Creator in the creation, which through the revelations of the aloof of the world, Gola, the Gula is accomplished, when there will be the phenomenon of, and all creations will know that you created it. A higher aspect in the revelation of the Aleph is phenomenon of Aleph, an idiom of Alfana, learning, Al-Lafetcha. I will teach you wisdom, I will teach you understanding. The revelation of godliness is true, and the complete redemption will be in addition to the level of godliness in the creation of the aloof of the world, the power of the Creator in the creation, also godliness, which is higher than world, as mentioned above, which this comes from the Aleph, as in the faculties of intellect, wisdom and understanding, which is higher than the attributes from which the world is sourced. The world is built with kindness, and especially this is through the revelation of the Torah, which will be revealed after the redemption, which the Torah precedes the world, Al-Paim, 2,000 years, Al-Paim, also an idiom of Alepha, Chachma, Alepha Bina. I will teach you wisdom, I will teach you understanding. And afterward we reach yet a higher aspect of Aleph, the letter of Pele, the revelation of the wonders of the Gula. As the verse says, just as the days you left Egypt, I will show them wonders even in comparison to the wonders in the redemption from Egypt, including and especially the wonders that are in the Torah. Open up my eyes, and I will see wonders from your Torah, the revelation of the innermost of the Torah, its secret reasons and hidden treasures, which on their own are mufla, removed, including completely concealed. Also this will become revealed, including in the manner of Alfana, learning, including in the Aleph of the world. And in the terminology of the Hasidic teachings in the Sephirot above, the Aleph of the world corresponds to the Sephirot of Malchus, and the revelation of the kingship of Hashem in the world, Echad. I proclaim him king above and below all four directions, and more in general, the realm of the attributes, which from then is the source of the conduct of the world. Alfana, learning, Alepha. I will teach Alephecha. I will teach you wisdom. I will teach you understanding. Is the aspect of the faculties of intellect, Chachma and Bina, the faculties of intellect, as they are related to the attributes which is above the world. However, still being and source of the world, Pele, is the aspect of intellect, Chachma, for itself, the essence of the intellect, including as this is connected to Keser, including the innermost Keser, which is Mufla, completely removed from the world. And it is known that now the main service is refining the seven attributes, conquering the seven lands, and which the faculties of intellect are related to the attributes, whereas in the true and complete redemption there will also the service of intellect for itself, the conquering of the three lands, Kanani, Kenizi, and Kadmani. And similarly, also in the revelation of godliness and true and complete redemption, in addition to the revelation of the power of the Creator in the creations, that the revelation of godliness, that is, above the creation, there will also be the revelation of the essence of Hashem below. Moreover, the power of the essence of Hashem is revealed specifically in the physical essence. Based on this, it's understood the innovation of the Gola, with the addition of an Aleph, includes all three aspects of the revelation of Aleph in the service of exile, the Aluf in the world, Alephana, and Pele, and specifically through the service in exile, through inserting the Aleph, these three aspects that it has in Gola, as in the Gula made and three aspects and the level that are in it. Also, the highest aspects that are in it, the revelation of the power of the Creator in the creation, and all creations will know that you created it, Malchus, and the revelation of the completeness of Alpana and the learning of the Torah, revelations of godliness, that is above the creation, the faculties of intellect, including the revelations of the wonders, intellect in essence, Kasa, meaning that we do not suffice with the revealing in Gola, the level of the aloof of the world, godliness that is on the level relative to that of the creation, through utilizing the matters of the world for the sake of heaven, and for making him known. Rather, we also reveal there and draw the levels of Alfana, intellect, which is related to the attributes through Torah study, including also the level of Pele through Torah studying, in the innermost of the Torah, the wonders of the Torah as infra. And we may say that in addition to the service of the study of the inner dimensions of the Torah in exile, this is accomplished also through the actual content descent of Gola, through revealing in Gola the Aleph, and the supernal intention in the descent, as the verse says, and you will say on that day, I thank you, Hashem, for you have chastising me. For seemingly what is the content of offering recognition for the fact that you chastise me, we cannot answer that the offering of recognition is for what is stated in the continuation of the verse, your anger will cease and you will comfort me. And then it is not an offering of recognition in the complete way if the offering of recognition is for your anger will cease. The elimination of you have chastised me, it would have been even better and in even greater thanks that you're not been in the first place. You chastise me. From this it is clear that you offered of recognition is specifically for you chastise me, and the explanation of this, since specifically through the descent in exile in a manner of you chastise me, does not ascent in the Gula come including the highest aspects that are in it, and the revelation of the level of Aleph, letters, Pele, and when the reveal in Gola and Aleph, of Pele, the supernal intention, that there is a revealed the aspect of I offer recognition to you, Hashem, and the aspect of you chastise me, the level of recognition specifically on the wondrous matter that is above intellect and wisdom of the person, similar to what is written, I offer recognition to your name, for you made Pele wonders, which this offers to the lengthy exile, which is a wonder and is not understood in intellect at all. It is included in things that are removed, mufla, from you do not expound on, and it's itself, and this itself is afterward drawn in a revealed way, in a manner for you made Allah, the intellect and wisdom of Allah, Chachma, and specifically the service of overcoming the darkness of exile, we do reach the complete revelation of the innermost of the Torah in the true and complete redemption. Being that the true and complete redemption comes through Mashiach, it's understood that also in Mashiach there are these aspects in the Aleph of Gula, and by way of preference, a nuance in the word of Rambam, that the King Mashiach is from the house of David and his descendants are from Shelema. For seemingly it is not understood the reason he writes from the house of David, as he writes in his code of law, the Yad, is because the main kingship is for the house of David. Once David was anointed, he merited the crown of kingship for him and his children forever. The king of the house of David are the ones who will stand forever. However, what is hinted in and from the descendants of Shlomo, as we must say, the deeper meaning in the days of Shlomo, there was a foretaste of the state of the true and complete redemption. In the time of David, there were wars to the extent much blood had you spilled, and therefore they was not able to build the base of Migdash, whereas in the time of Shlomo there was peace, which therefore he is called Shlomo, because there was Shlomo peace in his days, a foretaste of the completeness of the peace of the time to come. And may we say that the reason for this was because Shlomo had the completeness of wisdom, and he was smarter than all people, namely that in addition to the complete aspect of Malchus kingship, he also had the completeness of Chachma, and furthermore, and the wisdom of Shlomo was greater than all the wisdom of Egypt, and the virtue of Aleph Techa Chachma, which comes through Gola, the wisdom of Egypt, which by the power of this all the scholars of the Gentiles were nullified in essence to the wisdom of Shlomo, not by means of war. Therefore he is called Shlomo, for peace was in his days, to the extent that the nations brought to Shlomo the sparks of holiness, as known regarding Queen Sheba, foretaste of the peace of the time to come, which they will not do evil nor destroy, for the land will be full of knowledge, similar to the refinement through Torah study, which through Chachma it is refined, and the nullifying of the bad in essence in the time to come, as the verse says, all flesh will see, the aspect of seeing of wisdom, and all creations will know. And when we say that this is necessary for the completeness of the phenomenon of kingship, which therefore Shlomo had the completeness of kingship, and Shlomo sat on the throne of Hashem in the state of tranquility and peace in general, in comparison to the kingship of David, which had a causation and allegations. And had they merited the kingship of Shlomo, would have been the completeness of the kingship of the first base of Migdash, would have been the eternal base of Migdash in the eternal Gula. However, since undesirable matters mixed in afterwards, there was, I will rip up the kingdom into the kingdom of Yehuda and the kingdom of Yisrael. And then afterward there was the destruction, and afterward the destruction of the second base of Mikdash, and this final exile until the completeness of the king will be returned through King Mashiach, higher than the kingship of Shlomo, when there will be the king for all of them. For a king they will not divide any more into two kingdoms, and David my servant will be the leader of them forever. Based on this we may explain the emphasis of Mashiach is from the house of David and from the descendants of Shlomo, since the innovation of Mashiach will be comprised of the virtue of David, Malchus, and the virtue of Shlomo, Shalom, through the fact that Mashiach will have the completeness of the phenomenon of kingship, including wisdom with the kingship, as this comes through Gola, the wisdom of Egypt, to the decree that king which will stand from the descendants of David will be a scholar greater than Shlomo, including the completeness of the phenomena of intellect, the aspects of Pele, in addition to intellect and the attributes of kingship, as the verse says, and the spirit of Hashem will rest on him, a spirit of wisdom and understanding, a spirit of advice and strength, and a spirit of knowledge and fear. And know that Mashiach will be both a king and a rabbi, and he will teach the whole nation Torah, including the wonders of the innermost dimensions of Torah, in order that every Jew should have the strength to receive the revelations of Mashiach. There must be in him some things similar to the above mentioned levels in the Aleph, as it's known that every Jew has in him a spark of Mashiach, and therefore every person says, and it should be fulfilled in us, that the verse says, upon him will rest Malchus, attributes, intellect, that is related to the attributes and intellect in essence. And may we say that this is the content of the Mishnah in the beginning of the chapter of Pirkei Avos, today, the 4th chapter, where he enumerates 4 things: who is wise, who is strong, who is rich, and who is honored. And it is known that they correspond to the 4 levels, which is the 10 Sefriot from which them descend. The 10 soul powers are divided into corresponding the 4 levels of the name Havaya, which is Yud Kei Vav Kei, who is wise, Chachma, who is strong, Bina, who is rich, Tiferes, and general categories of attributes, who is honored, Malchus, and whose concept is honor. And being that every Jew has a portion of Elokah from above, literally, moreover, a portion of Havaya in his nation, which the essence, when you hold onto a part of it, you hold the entire thing. Therefore, he includes in himself in the 4 levels of Elokah, level of the master of the world, and Havaya, godliness that is above world. And the content of his service is in revealing the 4 aspects in himself, including in a manner of beyond the letter of the law, Hasidic, pious, conduct, and the content, Pirkei Avos, the aspects of wonder that are in the Torah, and through him having an openly revealed way, 4 aspects: the accomplishment of completing kingship, the completeness of the kingly throne of 4 feet specifically, and Shlomo sat on the throne of Havaya, and something similar for every Jew, since Jews are the children of kings, and furthermore kings include that through this he attains a relation of honor, which is the source of the honor of Hashem, most certainly. If so, he is regarded as a king whose nations of the world, about who we say, who gave his honor to the flesh and blood, and most certainly through their connection to Torah, to the extent that every Jew has his letter apart in Torah. All your children study from Hashem, and who are your kings? The rabbis, which through this also Chachma, this is the Malchus, the level of Shlomo, is attained through the completeness of Malchus, as this includes all 4 above mentioned aspects: scholar, strong, rich, honor, as such that we have completeness of the throne of 4 feet, on which as possible to the completeness of the sitting, and Shlomo sat on the throne of Hashem, and to add, and through this also the head of the king is drawn below, and such that we attain more connection to the king, and his feet are lifted up on my footstool, even through drawing above to below, and elevating from below to above. There is accomplished the completeness of the union of godliness that is above the world, including the wonders with the world, the revelation of the aspects of Aleph and the existence of the world, and the exile, Gola. And with greater emphasis, presently on the day of Shabbat, which corresponds to the Sephirot of Malchus, and specifically in the days of Sephirot in this year, in which the Sephirot begin the day of Shabbos, also in the simple sense which then every Shabbos of the 7 complete weeks corresponds to Malchus of the Sephirot of that week: Malchus of Chesed, Malchus of Gvor, Malchus of Tiferes, Malchus of Nesach, Malchus of Chod, Malchus within Yesach, Malchus within Malchus. And this Shabbos, Malchus within Chod, which this includes all the Sefriot until Malchus within Malchus. Malchus is connected to the completeness of recognition, the aspects of Pele, as explained above. This all attains more, yet being more presently on the Shabbos after Lag BaOmer, and within 3 days of Lag BaOmer, the Shabbos of the Yartzeit of the days of the joy of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Through Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was the revelation, the innermost of the Torah, that the aspects of the wonders of the Torah, and the main revelation was on the day of his passing. The soul within the soul of the Torah, the innermost aspect of the secret that revealed on this day of his life. The innermost of secrets that he revealed all the days of his life, including the thought writing down these words in the book of the Zohar. It was afterward revealed to all the Jewish people, moreover, in a manner of namely with understanding and appreciation, the revelation of the wonders of the Torah of Chachma, Bina, and Das, being a taste and analogous of the revelation of the innermost of the Torah in the time to come. Moreover, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai also united the innermost of Torah with the revealed part of the Torah, and may we say within the Torah itself revealed the Torah, and the innermost aspect of the Torah are similar to the difference between Aleph and the idiom of Lafat, learning, intellect that is connected to the attributes, and Aleph, letters of Pele, and Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai connected both of them. And may we say that this is the power of accomplishing the power of the revelation of godliness, also the level of that above the world, in the aloof of the world, that is known of his. We learn in the Brisa, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said every place that the Jewish people were exiled, the divine presence was with them. That they were in exile to Babylon, the divine presence was with them. They were in exile to Ediom, and the divine presence was with them. Namely, that also being in Babylon, Gola, we have there the revelation of the Master of the world. The divine presence is with them. And likewise, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai draws into the whole entire world as the world of his. I can expect the whole world, entire world, from judgment, that he can redeem the whole Olam world, idiom of Elam, concealment from judgment, including the judgment of exile. And may we connect this also to the fact that Lag BaOmer is the day of Hod within Hod, which denotes the phenomenon of Hod, an idiom of Hodua, recognition, the level of Pele that is above comprehension, and from this it is drawn Aleph, understanding that, and to add that Hod within Hod is also the end combination of Sephrios, which regarding to the main part of the attributes, namely that included the attributes rich, including Malchus within Malchus, honored in the addition to the drawing from intellect within wise and strong, and Hod is also fifth Sephrio, which hints to the level of the fifth is for Paro. From him Uspara as Isperu burst forth, and was revealed the lights in the matter of while. That is above order Histotelis, the aspect of Pele, and this itself becomes regular order aspect of Aleph in the time to come. And from Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the revelation, the innermost aspect of the Torah, was afterward drawn following the generation of the Rizal, when it became the mitzvah to reveal this wisdom, and afterward attained yet more through the revelation of the Torah teachings of Chassidus, through the Baal Shem Tov, the Maggid, and the Midrash, the founder of great Hasidic doctrine, and furthermore through the Alter Rebbe, the founder of Chabad Hasidic doctrine, and our Rebbes and leaders, his successors, and the study of the innermost of the Torah in a matter of Chachma, Bina, and Das, and spreading the wellsprings of Chassidus outward, beginning with the outward within the person, his soul powers, including also of the animal soul, including outside of the world, analogous to the taste of the revelation of the innermost realm of Torah in the true and complete redemption. And this manner more in has added in this through the Rebbes, our leaders, his successors, from generation to generation, till my revered father-in-law, Rebbe, leader of our generation, till the revelations of the innermost part of the Torah, the generation within itself, more is added every year, including the revelation of these days through the publishing of handwritten copies of Hasidic discourses that were published and being published now, and in a manner of, as said, we draw the wonders of the Torah, the levels of Pele and understanding, including all soul powers, Chachma, Bina, Das, attributes, and Malchus, in the words known Torah exposition of the Alter Rebbe in the verse in the beginning of Psalm 89, that the asan of the soul, the essence of the soul, the level of Pele, has maskil, namely through the power of maskil, brain power, it is Ezrachi, as is Mizrachi, shines to all the powers and senses, which is the power of maskil, which is higher than all the intellect together. With it is the source of intellect, draws from above intellect into intellect. And although the completeness that this shines will be in the world to come, it is already accomplished now. And from this the power is drawn forth and revealed godliness also in the world, concluding in the master of the world, the concluding words of the Psalm 89, blessed be Hashem le'olam, in the world forever, amen, amen. And afterwards we reach Psalm Sadiq 90, a prayer by Moses, the man of Hashem, until its concluding word, and the pleasantness of Hashem, our God, shall be upon us, the revelation upon us, the pleasantness of Hashem, and the completeness of pleasure, Ati, including and also the word of our hands established for me, the word of our hands established in the true Noam pleasantness, letters, me, above, in the third base of English, and simply that the Torah study in general, and especially the innermost Torah that was revealed in the teaching of Chassidus, including through staring at the face of the Rebbe, in the illumination of the face, the wisdom of the person illuminates his face, which this adds the understanding of the learning, as the words of our sages, Rebbe, that the fact that I am smarter than my friends is because I draw Rabbi Meir back, and I have seen his front, and I will even be smarter, as the verse says, and your eyes shall behold your master, and he becomes a vessel for the revelation of godliness in the world, including the revelation of the power of creator and creations in the matter of seeing Chachma. Moreover, the revelations of power of the essence of Hashem in the created essence, which only he has alone has the power and ability to create something from nothing, moreover from completely zero, as explained in Igeres HaKodesh, in the Holy Book of Tanya, beginning with how this is the service of a Jew, as explained in the beginning of Tanya, that for him the service is not only turning away from evil, do not be a wicked person, Rasso, also be a tzaddik, for although not every person merits to be a tzaddik, and a person does not have much of a choice in this matter, being that we find ourselves below in a soul and a body, the animal soul is this physical and coarse world. Nevertheless, through there being the power of the essence of Hashem in the physical body of a Jew, as mentioned above, gives the power, and also below will reach the highest levels, including be a tzaddik, or at least through one doing his part to fulfill the oath that made him swear to be a tzaddik. Moreover, since getting accustomed becomes second nature, and when a person gets accustomed, indeed, through the arousal of below, from oneness above, and maybe, just maybe, he will arouse and he will merit the spirit of the root of a particular tzaddik. And may we say that after all these matters of refinement which the Jewish people went throughout the generations, now every Jew can certainly reach the highest levels, including being a tzaddik, in the revealed way, the revelation of in your nations are all tzaddikim, as will be completely revealed in the true and complete redemption, to the extent that through this, the service of spreading the well springs outward, where we will have the power to reveal and draw godliness into the world, including into the outside, of which there is no further out than it. And this is all preparation, the vessel, for the honor of Hashem will be revealed, and the true complete redemption, and the occupation of the whole world will be to know Hashem, and for the revelation, the innermost of the Torah, including in a matter of your eyes will behold your master. And the instruction from this, simply regarding the activities the Jewish people must do, hasten even more the Gula, in addition to the activities one's portion of the world, including in the world, to reveal how Hashem, the aloof master of the world, in the world is in everything in the world, and especially through using all matters of the world for the sake of heaven, to make him known as such that everything in the world reveals honor of Hashem. There must also be a special edition of Ulfana, learning of Torah, and especially the innermost of the Torah has revealed the Hasidic teachings in a matter of comprehension with wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, and also influencing others around through spreading Torah and Judaism and spreading the well springs outward. And may it be the will of Hashem that through the service of completing and inserting and revealing Aleph in Gula, that will immediately bring Gula, and literally immediately, as such that even the Jewish people are in their present state at this moment, literally in their garments and in their clothes, and even still in their filthy clothes, since redemption comes in a matter of he did not hold back even from the blink of an eye, and only after the redemption, and said, remove the filthy clothes from him. And most certainly with regards to your nation are all tzaddikim, and all the Jewish people, with your young and with your elders, with your son and your daughters, all together with their things, their gold, their silver, with them, most certainly their synagogues, their study halls, and their Torah scrolls that are in them, including the Torah scroll, which will finish this week through the efforts of the Jewish women and daughters, together with the siyum, collaboration, and ceremony of bringing the Torah scroll with great joy and dancing, etc., connected with addition to tzedakah, which hastens the redemption immediately in the Holy Land in Jerusalem, and the city, holy city on the holy mountain, the third base of Migdash, which your hands, O Hashem, establish. And Shabbos, thank you very much for watching.